First thing that I googled about your film, the first question that always comes up is this based on Mr. and Mrs. Dhoni's life?
No,
No.
it is not.
It's not.
Right.
Very fortunate that he let us use his name for our title, but I mean nothing about his life.
Yeah, nothing about his life.
Nothing
Only thing is, I think, like how he is so passionate about cricket, and he loves his game.
And I think also the philosophy of the film is very similar to Dhoni's philosophy.
You've worked with Sharan before. Is it a big boost when a filmmaker comes back to you?
I didn't leave him with any choice, I think.
So you forced yourself in this?
No, I mean, I think every film has its own journey. I just knew somewhere in my heart that this film घूम फिर के मेरे नसीब में है, because he narrated the one liner or the idea on the sets of Gunjan, and I reacted very strongly to it.
One advantage that you think theatricals will always have, and one advantage when it's directly on OTT.
I think the pressure of numbers, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, like I think that a couple of my last films released on directly to OTT, and I was very relaxed.
Yeah, of course, you feel slightly relaxed, but on OTT also we have seen that, if a film is bad,
Yeah, it
people
gets-
will give equal amount of gali that they give when it releases in theaters.
Right.
So the film has to be good.
On the release day, say 31st morning, what will Janhvi be doing?
Throwing up.
Stop throwing up.
I think she'll be thrilled that this beautiful story is going out for the audience to watch.
Raj, Janhvi, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
Firstly, congratulations. All good reviews for something that's already in the theatres now.
Yes.
Right.
Very happy. Yeah.
Good. My first thing that I googled about your film, the first question that always comes up is this based on Mr. and Mrs. Dhoni's life?
No,
No.
it is not.
It's not.
Right.
But we obviously, I feel like, we were talking about it yesterday, anything that has Dhoni sir's name or anything that Thalla touches,
Yeah.
it turns to gold. I hope we have the same luck, and we're very fortunate that he let us use his name for our title. But I mean, nothing about his life.
Yeah, nothing about his life.
Nothing
Only thing is, I think, like how he is so passionate about cricket, and he loves his game. Same way, I think somewhere it's in the trailer, so we can talk about it, right?
Yeah.
So same way, I think we both our characters, Mahinder and Mahi together, they're in love with cricket. They're crazy about cricket.
Right.
And about Mahi's
And about
cricket as
Mahi's
well.
cricket,
And I think also the philosophy of the film is very similar to Dhoni's philosophy.
Right.
He
Okay.
keeps talking about how you should trust the process, believe in the process. And so our director's been obsessed with him. And not just his cricket, I think his personality, his aura, his philosophy. So he showed us a lot of videos about him talking, and essentially I think the moral of our story is also very similar to Dhoni's moral, which is trust the process, enjoy the process, and don't think about the results so much. So I
Nice.
guess it is loosely based on
Loosely based.
His ideologies.
his ideologies. Yeah.
That's important. You've worked with Sharan before. Is it a big boost when a filmmaker comes back to you?
I guess so. I didn't leave him with any choice, I think.
So you forced yourself in this?
No, I mean, I think every film has its own journey. I think Mahi went through its own journey. And I just knew somewhere in my heart that this film घूम फिर के मेरे नसीब में है, because he narrated the one liner or the idea on the sets of Gunjan, and I reacted very strongly to it.
Okay.
And then it went on its own journey, but I just felt that I felt very connected to the story and what I think he was trying to say from the get-go. And as far as reassuring goes, I guess so. I hope Sharan likes me. I don't know. During filming, I would question it because we'd get angry at each other a lot. But I think now he likes me. What do you think, Raj?
She does
Yeah.
like you.
Raj, what was your, she reacted to that one line that he narrated back then. What was your initial talk with him? What did you say yes to?
So in my case, if I like a director's work, I end up, of course, messaging them, telling them how much I was in love with their film. Like in Gunjan's case, I remember I messaged him when I saw the film that I really enjoyed the film, I really liked it. And then hopefully we get to work together someday, because I enjoy your vision, how you see stories and your storytelling. And I'm glad I did that message, because after a couple of months he messaged back saying there's something that I want to meet you for. And then we met, and then he told me about Mr. and Mrs. Mahi. And like just she said, I reacted to it very strongly. I immediately connected with these characters, and I said, sure, I think we should. This is the one that we should be doing together.
Right.
I think when he heard his narration, I think it was at Karan's house.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I ran and I came like
Yeah.
the minute his narration got over, just to
Okay.
see like
Just to
he
see.
said yes, or he's reacted well.
Right. When did you all know that you all are when did you know that he's on board? They're talking to him and
I knew when they were going to narrate to
Okay.
him, and of course I prayed all day. And then like I landed up at where he was getting his narration, and I think when I saw his face, I think when I entered, you and Sharan was speaking in the balcony.
Post narration.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was like, इतने interest से राज कभी बात नहीं करता अगर film नहीं कर रहा होगा. So then
भाग जाता.
yeah, so then I knew.
right. When did you know? Like narration में बता this for normal people to
Yeah.
narration में बता देते हैं who all are there, what is. how
Yeah,
is-
of course. If it's a cast is logged, of course they'll definitely tell you that
Okay.
we're thinking of this person for this character.
Okay.
But like for father, I think we were still not sure. Mahinder's father. So that's the name that we discussed, and I think we ended up on all of us unanimously agreed that Komud sir is the right choice to play the father's part because he has a really important part in the film.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course he's a magician. Yeah.
Right. You know, we live in cities. We live in pretty much a bubble. Rest of the India is completely something else. You know, so many. I saw your trailer. It's a beautiful trailer. Firstly,
Thank you.
So many times, you know, kids only end up doing what parents want them to. Engineer banna hai,
Yeah,
doctor
yeah,
banna hai. Janhvi, first to you. What do you want to tell these young people who would have different dreams? Maybe acting, maybe cricket.
You know, I think it's very easy to say just follow your heart and follow your dreams. I think a lot of our story is also about two people who, because of life, because of their upbringing, because of their environment, didn't have the courage to do that. And they gave each other the courage to do that. So if you have the strength and the will to find that courage and self-belief by yourself, that's great, I think. I mean, I don't know if I can do that. But it always helps to have someone who believes in you. Like, I know even in my life, the minute I started surrounding myself with people that think of me a certain way, I feel like I need to live up to that, you know, as opposed to people who think, "Arey nahi, ye kuch nahi hai."
Correct.
You also start looking at yourself in that way. But when you surround yourself with people that think highly of you, I think that belief reflects in yourself as well. So
Right.
yeah, find yourself a partner like Mahi.
Yeah.
Mahi.
Nice. What would you like to tell them, Raj? You know, people who want to do different things and not just follow what family has done, what cousins have done.
No, I'm sure. I think more than half of the country is like that. You know,
Yes.
people are kids. A lot of kids are working under pressure, or doing something that they don't want to do just because and it's not parents' fault also because
Of
they
course,
feel they
right.
want a safety, they want security for their
Right,
kids.
right.
So they want their kids to go in a certain direction. But I would say if your heart is not there, then there's no point of doing that work. You know, you'll always be unhappy. You'll always be that kash will always be in your life.
काश
कि
किया
काश
होता।
मैंने उस time बोल दिया होता, काश मैंने कुछ और try किया होता. So I would say, yeah, follow your heart and talk to your parents if they want to like do you to finish studying first. Do that, of course, do that. But side by side, also follow your passion.
Right.
Because especially now, I think it's limitless. The options are limitless to build your career. It's not only about doctor, engineer, and MBA.
Yeah, yeah.
There's much more to life now.
Yeah. What I also liked in the trailers, Dekha Tenu, the song, it's beautifully used. What was your reaction when you first heard it here this time?
I mean, I think that everyone feels really strongly about remixes. But what I love about this is that it's not a remix.
Okay.
Recreation.
It's a recreation. It's a take on it. Essentially,
Yeah.
other than that one part, it's
Yeah.
a different song.
Yeah.
But it captures the feeling, I think, of our film and of their relationship very
Yeah,
well, I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You know, जितने actors से मैं पूछता हूँ, ultimately they came here to do acting for the big screen. This is coming on the big screen. It's a theatrical. One advantage that you think theatricals will always have, and one advantage when it's directly on OTT.
I think the pressure of numbers, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. Like, I
Always.
think that a couple of my last films released on directly to OTT, and I was very relaxed. And then today I messaged on our group also when today's like the official first day of promotions, and
Right.
I almost threw up 2 times already.
Nervousness?
Yeah. so I definitely think the pressure of numbers, it's very tangible. I think there are a lot more variables that you can control on an OTT platform, but I
Yeah.
think that a good film, wherever it is,
It will do.
Will find its audience.
gets, yeah,
Yeah.
it gets
Will
its
get its
it
due.
gets its due. So I'm hoping ours does too, but I won't lie, it does feel like the stakes are slightly higher.
Yeah. But this is a much relatable film, Raj. You have one now going on. This is also one. You think there's a good audience that still wants to go to the theaters to watch good movies?
Certainly.
Always.
I think there's no denying that. The people out there who are waiting for good content to come and they want to lap it. So I think I'm sure there's definitely a big audience for such beautiful, relatable stories amongst us.
Right. Like she said, it's with all honesty that numbers is a big pressure this time. OTT does take that away for you also.
Yeah, of course, you feel slightly relaxed, but on OTT also we have seen that, if a film is bad, people will give equal amount of gali that they give when it releases in theaters. Right. So the film has to be good. Yeah. That's given. You cannot deny that you can make a bad film and release it on OTT and play safe. Yeah. That doesn't matter. Film has to be good. Like Chamkila got so much love. Yeah. Like Lapata Ladies got so much love when it came out on Netflix post theaters. So I think it does help. If a film is good, it will just reach out and spread like a wildfire.
Right. That's a big misconception, right? Something that, some people may not like or may not think has scope. Like, OTT ko, it's a OTT film. That's a very big misconception.
I hate that term only. It's an OTT film. ऐसे थोड़ी ना कि dustbin में डाल रहे हैं.
Exactly. That's the attitude.
People are still watching it.
Yeah.
OTT is a big platform.
Yeah, look at the reach, the international reach.
Yeah. Unless it's an original, of course, you make it with the platform. Then of course it's produced by them. That's the studio. It is definitely an OTT film because then things change. The camera that you're using, certain shot taking, few things change in that comparison. But saying that, of course, the experience of watching a film in a big theater.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, that'll always be there.
Right. On the release day, say 31st morning, what will Janhvi be doing?
Throwing up.
Stop throwing up.
I think she'll be thrilled that this beautiful story is going out for the audience to watch because we like, as I said, all of us, because I have seen the film, she has seen the film, I've seen it twice.
Okay,
I've also seen it twice. I've never seen any of my films so many times before.
If you don't like something, you watch it once, you pray, let it just come and go. But this one, we are so excited for it to come out because we know it's such a beautiful film.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to Mr. and Mrs. Mahi, and Patralekhaa has seen it, and I've said it once before, and she genuinely believes it's one of my best films.
How sweet, amazing.
Yeah. It was the only film where I felt like एक बार वो formality के लिए नहीं, बस जानने के लिए देखना ही पड़ता है ना अपनी film को. But then I messaged Sharan again and I was like, I don't know what's happened. I just really feel like watching the film. Like, not for anything. I just want to watch it.
Right.
When like घर पे बैठ के you feel like putting on a film. And I felt like that I think twice. Then I messaged him and I went and I saw it, which is, I never do that for my own films ever.
When this comes out, who all, initially, whose reaction would you like to hear, with all honesty?
I think the audience's reaction. Yeah. And, I like, not so much family and like, of course, reviews matter a lot, but I think I just want to know what
people feel.
What people think.
Right. Initially, what is your circle, Raj? Who all would you like a good reaction from?
So I have
honest reaction.
Yeah. So Patralekhaa has always been my first audience to most of my films. So her reaction matters a lot to me because we both understand, we both feel very passionately about cinema and storytelling. But apart from her, of course, I think first the reviews start pouring in before the audience sees it on a Thursday most of the times. So I think, I have some of my critics that I like. So I would wait for their review.
Okay.
I'm very hopeful for Mr. and Mrs. Mahi. And then, of course, what people feel on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday, how they are reacting to it. And you get to know. You get that vibe, you get that idea,
You do read reviews? You like reading reviews?
No, not all of them. Very few.
Okay,
very selective ones.
Yeah. Janhvi, do you like reading what people write? And not just reviews, social media, internet comments, everything?
Yeah, I think I do. I think I look for... I try to figure out what the pulse of the audience is and what they're really feeling. I think you need to.
Yeah.
Right. Lastly, you both said you all have watched this twice. How do you watch your own films? How do you remove yourself from it and just watch it as an audience? Is it easy? Is it tough?
No, first viewing is slightly tougher because you watch it. Also, you're watching yourself for the first time. Whatever hard work that you did before the film and in the film, it's gonna come out now. So you see it with that lens. The first viewing is always like, oh, that scene I thought was nice, and how's it? Oh, okay, better, it's looking nicer, or the edit is nice, the BGM is working or not working. So all those questions keep popping up.
Right.
And the second viewing is more like an audience, that when you see the experience of how it has made you feel. But with Mr. and Mrs. Mahi, I think because all of us were so much in that zone while making it, like Sharan would give us that environment that, it's not like ha ha he and action, oh serious.
Right.
Like he would put you in that zone. He would take you deep down in that character's psyche by playing music on set and keeping the set pretty quiet. So I think that way, I think he has given us a lot just to perform. If people think that we have excelled in this film, it's because of Sharan.
Yeah.
Nice. We don't have much time, so Janhvi, lastly, before we go, you want to tell people where is it releasing, when to watch, how to watch?
It's releasing in theatres near you on the 31st of May, and it's a heartfelt love story with a little bit of cricket and a lot of Dhoni's philosophy, but not his biopic. And it has both of us in it.
Amazing. I love the trailer. Can't wait to watch it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.